Caitlin, how did this crowd, this moment, this environment meet your expectations today?
I mean, they always exceed it. I mean, they were amazing and just...
Yeah, they had a great run and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year.
You called her garbage.
Basketball gossips just got more doomed. NBA legend Larry Bird just lit the sports world on fire on live TV. In a moment no one saw coming, Bird took a direct shot at Angel Reese while praising Caitlin Clark as the better player. Fans are outraged, social media is exploding, and Reese's reaction says it all. Was this just brutal honesty or straight-up disrespect? Grab your popcorn because this controversy is turning into the basketball feud of the year. Larry Bird weighs in, gives high praise to Caitlin Clark. In a rare public statement during a national TV appearance, NBA icon Larry Bird spoke candidly about Caitlin Clark, and his words carried significant weight. Known for his quiet presence and measured commentary, Bird doesn't often offer opinions on today's players, particularly in the women's game. That made his remarks all the more striking. Larry Bird's praise for Caitlin Clark carries weight. She plays the game the right way, he said, highlighting how her presence lifts everyone on the court. For Bird, a legend synonymous with Indiana basketball greatness, these words aren't casual compliments. They're a testament to Clark's skill and character. Calling her the most complete player in women's college basketball right now, Bird points to her remarkable versatility and influence. Clark doesn't just score points, she elevates her entire team, embodying the true spirit of basketball excellence. His admiration reflects the respect she commands across the sport. Bird highlighted Clark's vision, leadership, and high basketball IQ, qualities that transcend scoring stats and speak to team dynamics. His words seem to position Clark as the clear standout in the current women's game. Interestingly, Angel Reese wasn't mentioned during the discussion. While not an explicit slight, the omission was notable given her prominence. Bird's focus on attributes like court awareness and making others better, skills where Clark excels, suggested a quiet but clear comparison. Bird's endorsement resonated strongly, in part because he seldom makes them. It also reinforced Clark's status not just as a star, but as a player with the tools and mindset to elevate those around her, a trait Bird has long valued in the game. Caitlin Clark's intelligence outpaces the noise. In a game where intensity and personality often take center stage, Caitlin Clark stands apart, not through bravado, but through brilliance. While Angel Reese is known for her vocal presence and emotional fire, Clark operates with surgical precision. As NBA legend Larry Bird noted, her basketball IQ is off the charts, a comment that reveals more than just admiration, it reflects deep respect. Bird's analysis of Clark wasn't rooted in highlight plays, it was grounded in how she sees and shapes the game. He emphasized that Clark doesn't just accumulate points, she orchestrates the offense, reads defensive schemes, and elevates those around her. She reads defenses better than most NBA rookies, Bird observed. Coming from a player of his stature, that's no small endorsement. Reese brings power and passion, but Clark brings strategy. While Reese can disrupt with emotion, Clark dismantles with foresight, delivering sharp passes, pulling defenders out of position, and hitting long-range shots with confidence. Bird made it clear, he values players who think as much as they perform. She changes how teams prepare, Bird said, noting how Clark's presence forces coaches to rethink game plans. Reese commands attention in the paint, but Clark controls the game from every angle. In Bird's eyes, this mental edge defines greatness. And in an era where moments go viral, Clark is building something more enduring, a legacy shaped by intellect, execution, and vision. Clark's range is changing the game. When Larry Bird speaks about shooting range, it carries real weight, and when he compared Caitlin Clark to Steph Curry, the impact was immediate. "She's got Steph Curry range," Bird said, and the room took notice. Coming from a Hall of Famer known for his own shooting prowess, that's not casual praise. It's a high-level endorsement. Clark doesn't just shoot from deep, she alters defensive strategies. Her ability to hit shots from well beyond the arc forces defenders to extend far past their comfort zones. Bird observed, "You can't coach that. She's got that rare confidence that comes from hours in the gym. It's not luck, it's preparation and relentless work." Angel Reese, by contrast, thrives in a more traditional power game, strong inside, effective at times, but limited in range. Her style doesn't demand the same defensive recalibration. Bird's evaluation wasn't dismissive, just direct. "Clark's redefining spacing in women's basketball," he said, pointing to the broader implications of her skill set. "Clark's shooting does more than add points, it shifts the game's rhythm." Bird emphasized how she dictates pace in a way I haven't seen in a long time. That's not flair, it's control. While Reese plays within the paint, Clark stretches the court and changes how the game is played, one shot at a time. Immersing game, Clark's vision sets her apart. Larry Bird isn't known for casual praise, especially when it comes to passing. A legendary playmaker himself, Bird's respect for Caitlin Clark's vision says a great deal. He described her court awareness as next level, even drawing a comparison to Magic Johnson. That's not just admiration, it's acknowledgement of a rare skill. "She sees plays before they happen," Bird said, highlighting what separates Clark from other players, including Angel Reese. Clark doesn't just deliver assists, she orchestrates the entire offense. Whether it's a no-look pass in transition or a perfectly timed bounce pass through traffic, her playmaking is calculated and creative. Reese, by contrast, is more reliant on physicality than facilitation. Her passing isn't a focal point, and Bird subtly pointed that out when he said, "Clark makes her teammates better every possession." That's a hallmark of a great floor leader. Clark's impact goes beyond numbers. Her passing shifts momentum, opens up the floor, and raises the level of those around her. Bird described it as basketball IQ with a magician's hands, a rare blend of intelligence and flair. While Reese thrives in the paint, Clark drives the offense. She's not just a scorer, she's the catalyst. And Bird made sure everyone understood that. Calmness under pressure sets Clark apart. Larry Bird has built a legacy on delivering in high-stakes moments. So when he highlighted Caitlin Clark's poise under pressure, it meant something. She never looks rattled, even when the game is on the line, Bird said. That kind of composure is rare, and to Bird, it's the mark of a true competitor. Clark doesn't just perform, she thrives in tense situations. When the crowd gets loud and the game tightens, she finds clarity. Bird noted, "She feeds off pressure instead of folding," even likening her late-game calm to his own mindset on the court. In contrast, Angel Reese has shown flashes of volatility. Known for her intensity, she's also had moments of emotional overreaction, technical fouls, taunts, and lapses in focus. Bird didn't mince words. "You can't win championships losing your head." The message was clear. Emotional control matters. While Reese brings fire, Clark brings focus. Bird praised her for consistently making the right decisions in critical moments, saying, "She makes the right decision 9 out of 10 times under pressure." That's not just praise, it's trust from a legend. In the biggest moments, Clark's mental sharpness gives her the edge, and to Bird, that kind of composure is what defines a champion. Media presence and humility define Clark's edge. Larry Bird didn't limit his praise of Caitlin Clark to on-court performance. He spoke about character too. "She's grounded. She knows who she is," Bird said, highlighting Clark's humility and focus. In today's media-driven era, that distinction matters. While Angel Reese often commands headlines through bold statements, fashion features, and social media activity, Clark takes a different approach. Bird noted, "She doesn't need the noise," pointing out that Clark allows her performance to speak for itself. Her calm, composed demeanor contrasts sharply with the spotlight Reese actively embraces. Bird wasn't dismissing ambition. He was emphasizing intent. "That kind of focus wins you rings," he said, nodding to Clark's ability to tune out distractions and stay locked in. While Reese's brand building garners attention, Bird made it clear it's legacy, not popularity, that lasts. Clark presents herself with the poise of a professional, something Bird recognized when he described her as a professional in college threads. That's high praise from someone who understands leadership. Reese's visibility is undeniable, but Bird values athletes who lead through consistency and maturity. And in his eyes, Clark isn't just a star, she's the kind of leader women's basketball needs at the forefront right now, lifting up the game through influence and impact. When Larry Bird spoke about Caitlin Clark, his tone shifted from admiration to genuine excitement. "Clark's changing the game," he said. "She's got little girls pulling up from half court now." That kind of cultural influence isn't manufactured, it's earned. Bird knows what a true game changer looks like. He was one, and now he sees that same spark in Clark. He even drew a striking parallel, comparing Clark's impact on women's basketball to what Steph Curry did for the NBA. That's not just praise, it's recognition of a transformational force. Bird continued, "She's made women's basketball must-watch TV, crediting Clark with expanding the sport's audience in ways few before her have managed. The numbers back it up. TV ratings surge, social media buzzes, and arenas sell out when Clark is on the court. Her influence stretches far beyond stats. It's about reshaping how people view the women's game. Angel Reese, for all her talent and attention, hasn't had that same effect." Bird acknowledged Reese's star power, but his focus was clear. Clark is redefining what's possible. It's an evolution right before our eyes, he said. To Bird, Clark isn't just excelling, she's inspiring a generation. That's not hype, that's legacy in motion, and that's a level Reese has yet to reach. Bird's verdict echoes loud and clear. Larry Bird ended his remarks with a line that echoed across the basketball world. "Caitlin Clark is just better." It was brief, direct, and impossible to ignore. No qualifiers, no comparisons, just clarity from one of the game's most respected voices. The response was immediate. Supporters of Angel Reese pushed back, stunned by the bluntness. Meanwhile, Clark's fans celebrated, not because of the shade it cast, but because of the weight it carried. Bird doesn't hand out praise lightly. He isn't interested in headlines or controversy. When he speaks, it's with purpose, rooted in decades of experience and observation. "She's what basketball needs right now," Bird added, underscoring Clark's impact beyond the court. That single sentence shifted the conversation. It wasn't just about who scores more. It was about who elevates the game, sets a standard, and inspires the future. Bird wasn't disrespectful. He was simply honest. He praised Clark's leadership, poise, skill, and humility. Then, looking straight into the camera, he closed the debate. "She's just better." That moment wasn't meant to tear someone down. It was to highlight someone rising. For Clark, it felt like a torch being passed. For Reese, it was a reminder that greatness is measured by more than presence. Bird chose excellence, and he made it known. So, was Larry Bird out of line, or just keeping it real? Angel Reese fans are fuming, while Clark supporters are calling it a truth bomb. This moment is already rewriting the WNBA narrative, and it's just the beginning. Let us know in the comments. Was Bird right or way out of bounds? Smash that like button if this shocked you. Subscribe for more wild sports drama, and stay tuned, because this feud is far from over.